We're still on day 3 of CrossReach Week, and I'm now back in the moderatorial flat in the new town of Edinburgh. And today, as my special guest, I've got some folks around from Threshold Edinburgh, which is a special community which is supported by CrossReach, working with people who've got some learning difficulties or who find coping on their own just a bit tough. What we find is that folks get the special support where they're living in supported accommodation, and they're given great help by very dedicated staff who ensure their well-being and make sure things are all right for them at their home. One of my themes for my year as moderator is the theme of hospitality. And so when we were thinking about this week, we thought about how to include people and maybe bring them to my home rather than me always going to theirs. So they're here with me in the moderator's flat. We're about to have tea downstairs. They're having a great time downstairs. And with the theme of hospitality, they'll be sharing around the moderator's table. I believe very strongly that when you're in a place and a position of privilege, it's better to build a longer table than a higher fence. And as the friends from the special facility will be going home, I'll be giving them one of these crosses here. These are gifts that I've been given out wherever I'm going as moderator to the people that I meet. It's made from olive wood, and they come from Bethlehem, from one of the Palestinian olive farms that they have there, where they grow the trees and then they shape them into all sorts of different things. And they're called holding crosses, and I use them in my own ministry for people who find words sometimes difficult. Maybe there's been an illness, maybe there's been a bereavement or some other traumatic event, and just holding this cross is very important. And it's also very important to me for one other very special reason. A very dear friend of mine, when she was coming towards the end of her life, regretted very much that she never got to go to the Holy Land. So I gave her one of these crosses. I'd just been there, and she took it in her hands and she said, you know, it's made from Bethlehem olive wood, the place where Jesus was born, but it's in the shape of a cross, which reminded her of Jerusalem, the place where Jesus died and rose again. And she said for her, when she held it in her hand, when words were quite hard for her, as she was coming to the end of her days, for her it felt like holding a little bit of Christmas and Easter in her hand at the one time. And that's going to be a lovely thing to be able to share with my friends from Threshold Edinburgh, who I better get down to see fairly soon because they're all dying for their tea.